big news here. Red dot. So what we see in this chart is the stock to flow price, again on a logarithmic scale. And the colors, note the color axis is different right now. It's not the months until the next halving, it's the phase. So it can be the accumulation phase, blue, we've been there. It can be the bull market, can be distribution, can be bear market. So we see a phase switch change right now. And we go from the accumulation phase, which is over right now. There's no more steady growth, easy buying, etc. No, we go to the bull market. So there will be face melting FOMO, extreme price pumps, and also multiple minus 30% dips. A lot of people ask what I mean by that. Well, if we look at, for example, the 2017 all-time high, which is more typical than the one in 2020 and 21, we saw multiple, I think 5 or 6 minus 30% dips in there, but then big pumps after that. So it will be, if you've never experienced a bull market, it will really be face melting and scary at some times. But well, we have a lot of things going on. Narrative is ETF at the moment, of course. We saw 500 million inflow in the ETFs in one day, and that caused a 5% price pump in Bitcoin. There's lots more inflow into the ETFs coming, so that promises a lot more price increases as well. And there might be in the rest of the year in 2025 sovereign fund and nation state adoption. Who knows what's next? It will be very surprising. It will be extreme.
The most famous on-chain Bitcoin analyst, Plan B, just made a shocking announcement. According to his model, the Bitcoin bull run has just begun. This means face-melting rallies, massive amounts of FOMO, and massive price action is about to begin. For those who don't know Plan B, he is arguably the most famous on-chain Bitcoin analyst. He is behind the renowned stock-to-flow Bitcoin pricing model and rose to prominence for his spooky accurate Bitcoin price predictions. Each month, he gives out a Bitcoin market update. In his latest update, he points out that the Bitcoin bull market has now begun and he believes the Bitcoin price is about to break the stock-to-flow model to the upside. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video where Plan B breaks down his prediction for the bull market of 2024 and 2025 and where his model believes the price will peak out at. Also guys, only a small percentage of my viewers are actually subscribed. If you enjoy finance content, consider subscribing or liking the video. It's free and you can always change your mind. Now here's Plan B with why the Bitcoin bull market has just begun.
Bitcoin closed February at 61K. That's just below the October 21 all-time high, the close of that month. And that's a bit unfortunate because that decline was just in the last hours of trading. But anyway, we had the largest monthly increase in dollar terms of almost $20K in 1 month. And more importantly, it's above or at the stock to flow model line right now. So stock to flow is back. And I would say let's break this model to the upside right now. I mean, it's a bit of a joke. A lot of people were hating on the stock to flow model because it was on the downside, right? When the prices were low in 2022. They said the model is broken, the model is invalidated. We had that before, right here in 2019 and 2020, but always after the price has been below the model, it has gone above the model and far above the model sometimes. So that's what I'm hoping for. In fact, that's what I'm expecting, that we're going to break the stock to flow model on the upside after the halving. And well, we have 2 more dots to go, 2 more blue dots until the halving, a March dot and an April dot. And this is also a good time to point out the color axis. It's months until the halving in this chart. And it can be anything, of course. I use anything, RSI or whatever. But in this chart, it's months until the halving. So that's 2 more months, 2 more red dots, and then it switches two more blue dots, and then it switches to red, like you see here at the 2012 halving, here 2016 halving, and here the 2020 halving. We will have a halving in April. So what's next? Yeah, well, I think if you look historically, after the halving, the price went up, but with a little bit of a delay. And I expect that as well in 2024. So we will have price rises, we will have a bull market, but I don't expect a top in this year. In 2024, I expect the top to be in 2025. So also note the log scale on this chart. The prices go 10x every time, from $1 to $10, $100, $1,000. So a lot of people misread this chart, and they think that if a value is right here, for example, they think it's linear in between. So they think this is 700 or even higher value. It's not. It's 500,000. And you can see that here. That's why I put these micro grid in there as well. So this is 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 4. This is 500,000. So it's not evenly spaced because it's a logarithmic scale. Well, one more thing. Last cycle, we saw a little dip just before the halving. And that, of course, was the March 2020 COVID dip. It was a black swan. I don't think we'll have that again. But, well, anything can happen. But, yeah, I don't think it will. And last cycle was, of course, relatively low because of this bad start, but also because of the China ban that erased 50% of the mining capacity, because of Luna, and because of the FTX exchange debacle. So we had a really bad cycle last time. So it's very interesting to see what will happen next. I expect next cycle to be more normal and maybe a bit higher to make up for this relatively low cycle that we had. Very interesting. We'll see. Next chart. This is the chart that got very much attention on Twitter. I think it's one of my two favorite charts next to the sector flow chart. Big news here. Red dot. So what we see in this chart is the sector flow price, again on a logarithmic scale. And the colors, note the color axis is different right now. It's not the months until the next halving, it's the phase. So it can be the accumulation phase, blue, we've been there. Can be the bull market, can be distribution, can be bear market. So we see a phase switch change right now. And we go from the accumulation phase, which is over right now. There's no more steady growth, easy buying, etc. No, we go to the bull market. So there will be face melting FOMO, extreme price pumps, and also multiple minus 30% dips. A lot of people ask what I mean by that. Well, if we look at, for example, the 2017 all-time high, which is more typical than the one in 2020 and 21, we saw multiple, I think 5 or 6 minus 30% dips in there. But then big pumps after that. So it will be, if you've never experienced a bull market, it will really be face melting and scary at some times. But, well, we have a lot of things going on. Narrative is ETF at the moment, of course. We saw 500 million inflow in the ETFs in one day, and that caused a 5% price pump in Bitcoin. There's lots more inflow into the ETFs coming, so that promises a lot more price increases as well. And there might be, in the rest of the year, in 2025, a sovereign fund and nation-state adoption. Who knows what's next? It will be very surprising. It will be extreme. So what will I do? And what will I suggest you do is just sit back and relax, enjoy the ride, and most importantly, don't panic at the first minus 30% dip. A lot of people will say, oh, this was it, the bull market's over, we'll go to zero now. No, it's just a high volatility double-digit dip in a bull market. And so, yeah, that's it. We'll be probably watching at red dots for the next half year, 1.5 years, until the yellow dot comes, but we don't have to worry about that anytime soon. Next chart. RSI is the relative strength index. Technical analysis indicator, very standard, but I like it a lot. It's 73 right now, which is really high. So normally the range of RSI is between 30 and 70 for a stock market, for example, or a foreign exchange market. So it would be really overbought at the moment. For Bitcoin, the bull markets are much higher than 70%. They can be as high as 100%, 90%, 95%. So what I say is there's 2 more blue dots to go. This blue dot is relatively high because normally just before the halving it will be the RSI will be 55 or 65 or even 70, but above 70 is really high. So it could normalize a bit to below 70. It could just go on because this will be a relatively high bull market and cycle compared to this relatively low bull market and cycle that we just had. We don't know, but please note this. If the RSI is above 50, it's an uptrend. So, and below 50 is a downtrend. So anything above 50 means the price, the general trend of the price goes up. So 70 is really high. It means steep slope and price going up steeply. But even at 65 or 60, price will go up. So it's, anyway, the future looks bright. 200-week moving average. It's the black line, never mind the gray line. That's the geometric moving average instead of the normal moving average. I use it for other things. But so we're looking at the black line. The black line is at 32,000 right now. And what we see is that the Bitcoin price is above that at 61, and it's diverging from that line. And that's what it did every time in history. After the halving, just before the halving, it diverges into this bull market and then collapses back. But as long as it's diverging, it will never touch that 200-week moving average, which is right now 32K. So you could see that as a sort of floor, a bottom. And if we look at the realized price, which is all the Bitcoin, the average price of all the Bitcoins. So where are all the Bitcoins out there, the on-chain Bitcoins, 19 million. Where are they bought, at what price, and what's the average? That's right now at 25,000. And the 2-year realized price is at 37,000. And the 5-month realized price, also known as the short-term hodler price, is 49,000. So they're all rising. They're all going up, and Bitcoin is above all the realized price, all the cost prices. So that's the signature of a bull market. Everybody is in profit. And like the 200-week moving average, in my opinion, no guarantees, but in my opinion, in a bull market, we will never drop below that short-term hodler 5-month realized price. You can see it here. All these minus 30% dips that we will see, in the end, we will not go on a monthly close, I should say, not go below that light blue line, below that 5-month realized price, which is right now 49K. So maybe that means we're not going below 49K ever again. Next chart. Realized return, that's the coins that are sold, the Bitcoins that are sold in February. And all those sellers they sold at a profit of 63%. Red. It's funny because last month in the video we talked about that we were waiting for a 40% orange realized return, and that it might be happening after the halving. So we're seeing it now before the halving, a red dot, more than 60% profit by those sellers, and that is also a clear signal of the bull market. Last chart, Bitcoin in profit. And not surprising, almost everybody is in profit at current prices. Only the people that bought at the all-time high in October 2021 are maybe in loss, and that's only 175,000 coins, by the way. So that's really low. Everybody else, that's more than 99%, is in profit, which means that there's not much fear in the market anymore. Everybody's looking at profits and is happy. And of course, if red starts, then the red will continue. If a bull market starts, it will not. It will not end tomorrow or next month. It's a trend. It's a force that will continue and is not stopped easily. So red will continue, and that will bring very interesting times.
So there's on-chain Bitcoin analyst Plan B, and if anything is clear, it's that the stage is set for an unprecedented Bitcoin bull run. With Plan B's model signaling the start of what promises to be a monumental rally, the anticipation for massive FOMO and extraordinary price movement is palpable. His expertise and the stock-to-flow model have once again provided us with a compelling outlook on Bitcoin's future, predicting a rally that could defy expectations and break records. Remember, the insights shared by Plan B aren't just predictions, they're based on meticulous analysis and a deep understanding of market dynamics. As we look forward to the bull market of 24 and 25, the potential for Bitcoin's price to reach new heights is an exciting prospect for investors and enthusiasts alike. Make sure to head on over to Plan B's YouTube and Twitter to subscribe and follow, as he's one of the best in the space. Check out the links in the description below. Anyway guys, hope you all enjoyed today's video and that provided you with some value. I'll see you all in the next one, and as always, all the best.